Hey everybody, I'm Courtney and welcome back to Senior and Living Today. Today I want to talk pets and companionship. A lot of us are living alone these days or not getting out as much, and we want a pet or we have a pet already. And there's a lot to be considered when we're talking about pets. Sometimes people give us pets as a gift. I don't recommend that because although you may love animals and you may have the ability to take care of an animal, picking an animal is a personal thing, and there are many factors to consider as far as genetically what problems an animal might have, what size, what disposition. And so I'm not really big on pets being given as a gift because they are, to me, a lifetime family member for as long as that animal is alive or you are alive. So, the things I wanted to talk about today are all the things that, not all, but a lot of the things that should be considered when you're thinking about taking on a pet. Some of us are retired and some of us are working from home. So it's like we're retired because we're around the house all the time, but some of us work out of the home, and all that stuff is to be considered. And you have to consider, what if that changes? What if you are currently working from home and your employer says you need to go back into the office? Do you have a pet that you can leave at home? Are you going to have to get animal daycare or hire a dog walker? Is your animal sick and you have to have someone come in and maybe give them an insulin shot during the day while you're at work? That sort of thing. That's to be considered. Are you looking for an animal just for companionship? Or are you looking for an animal for protection, like a guard dog? That's really important, and how you socialize that animal, because if you have a guard dog, let's say you have an 80-pound dog, everyone's afraid of it. When you get sick or have to go to the hospital or have to leave town, if everyone is afraid of your pet and your pet is not socialized with other people, who's going to take care of your animal? Boarding places might, but they're very expensive. It's a lot different taking your animal to a place to be boarded than having your neighbor come in and let your dog out a few times a day. Very different. That is to be considered. You have to consider the genetics of the animal. Is the animal traditionally more aggressive? Is the animal a herder? Is the animal more a lackadaisical kind of animal that just is good with sitting all day and relaxing all day? Or when you get on the phone, is the dog going to be yapping and you're not going to be able to get any work done? That's to be considered. If the animal is injured, can you pick that animal up, or is that animal too large for you to do that to? Is that, what size animal are you looking for? As far as vet bills are concerned, are you financially in a position to handle whatever comes along with that animal? Will you be getting animal insurance, or will you paying for this out of pocket? Are you on a fixed income? What is your budget to care for this animal? Does this animal eat $20 worth of food per month? Or does this animal eat $80 of food per month? If you have a large animal, can you carry in 70-pound bags of dog food? Are you physically in a situation where you can do that? I know that some places deliver, but I also have heard that delivery services are having issues, and I guess supply chain issues and delivery issues, and that's to be considered. You're going to have to go out to get food for your pet. The pet that you have, if it's not what people consider a traditional pet, let's say it's not a dog or a cat, is this an animal, let's say like a snake, is this an animal where you're going to have to often go to the pet store and get bugs or whatever they eat? Or do you have a bird that eats a special kind of food? All of these things should be considered when you're considering taking on a pet, which is why you want to pick out your own pet instead of someone do it for you. Although they are great companionship, a lot of thought should be given to that. You also want to look at the longevity of a pet. Um, as I'm not sure about cats. I know cats can live a long time, getting all those 9 lives in. They can live 20 years. And I know dogs generally go more according to size, where the bigger dogs can live 8 to 12 years, and then the smaller dogs can live 15, 17, 19 years. So that is to be considered. If you are 75 years old and you're looking at getting a pet that lives 20 years, you need to consider what's going to happen to that pet if you have to move into assisted living or move into another situation. What will you do with your pets? Because right now we're seeing a lot of people just abandoning pets on the road, and we're also hearing from humane societies and animal shelters that animals are being turned in by record numbers just because of the economy, and they have the animals that they can't afford to keep. So I would really consider the longevity of a pet and where you are in your life when you're getting one. Um, there's a very good chance, if you're older, that the pet can outlive you, and you want to make sure that you've made arrangements for that pet, because that pet is a family member for you, and you want to have all that figured out. So, some things to consider are, if you do think in your future moving into any kind of assisted living situation might be um, in the cards for you, look for ones that might take pets, and see what kind of pets do they take. Do they take larger pets? Do they take smaller pets? And that might gear your direction if you're choosing a pet. I would suggest that you consider adopting a pet, as there are so many of them. I would also consider sharing a pet. I do know some people who might have their pet 3 or 4 days a week, and a friend of theirs have the pet another 3 or 4 days a week, sort of like dual custody, like some parents do with children. Um, that's a really good thing, because if one of you is not able to continue caring for the pet is already acclimated to the other person, and that makes it a seamless switch and a continuity of care. So that's a wonderful thing if you can share a pet or adopt a pet. Some people feel, they have to have a purebred, and they don't want to go to an animal shelter because they're not sure of the breed of the animal. Keep in mind that there are purebred rescues. So if you want a purebred schnauzer, you can Google that and find breeders that only deal in the purebred animals, or purebred St. Bernards or purebred Siamese, those kinds of things, so that if you don't want a mixed animal, you can still find the kind of breed of animal that you want, and save a pet, and be getting exactly what you're looking for. I hope that it has been helpful receiving some of this information of things you should consider. And I thank you for joining me on Senior and Living today.